Gordon Ramsay has broken down thousands of chickens. He's even shown that he can do it blindfolded. But has he ever put a chicken back together? No, I don't think so. Today I will be breaking down this chicken and then stitching it back together. The first thing you need to break down a chicken is a really sharp, good quality knife. I don't have that. Alright, let's get started on breaking down this chicken. The first piece of meat to remove from the chicken is the thighs. Now, the thighs are really important because they're nice, juicy, dark meat, but also removing them first will prevent the chicken from running away on us. So, to remove the thigh, first you need to cut away all of the excess skin. And we want to cut right through the hip joint. As you can see, I've totally dislocated the hip. If you don't have a chicken and you want to practice this, you can practice by dislocating your own hip. And then we're just going to cut that right off. Boom. The next piece to cut off are the drumsticks. Now, the drumsticks are really important so that the drummer can keep the beat for the guitarist and the bassist. And once again, we're really looking for that joint in there. Giving the chicken a career-ending ACL injury. Boom. Chicken, drumstick, and thigh. Second verse, same as the first. Next, we have the chicken wings. Now, historically, chicken wings were one of the waste pieces of the chicken. It was a piece that people didn't really like. But then we discovered that put enough sauce on anything and it's pretty good. Contrary to popular belief, buffalo wings actually don't come from a buffalo. They come from a chicken as well. Turkey wings, however, come from a turkey. And the Detroit Red Wings come from Detroit. As you can see, chickens aren't really good at flying. Part of the reason for that is gravity is too strong. Once again, hardest part is finding the joint. This would be a lot easier if you were a stoner because you're really good at finding joints. Alright, we got a little bit of breast meat there. The wing tip is a small bony piece of the chicken that really just gets in the way and prevents us from having a good time when we eat chicken wings. So we're going to take that off, get rid of it. By get rid of it, I mean put it back on later. I cut directly through the bone. Wonderful. But, as you can see, wingtip, wing, flat, drum. The last important piece of meat to cut off of the chicken is the breast. Now, the breasts are big hunks of white meat that can be used for so many different things. And contrary to what you might think, the chicken breast is actually more similar to a human pec rather than a human breast. And that's why chickens can bench press so much. It's okay if you break some ribs doing this, but it's preferable if they're the chicken's ribs. Alright, and then right in here is the wishbone. Alright, broken wishbone. Now, I'm pretty sure Gordon would be pretty embarrassed to see how good I am at this compared to him. Take that, Gordon. Now the fun part, putting the chicken back together. So it turns out anybody can buy these suture kits off of Amazon. It has everything you need. Scalpels, tweezers, funny pliers, and most importantly, stitches. It says in the instructions that this shouldn't be used on humans. It didn't say anything about chickens, so we should be set. All right. First thing we have to do is get the breasts back on the carcass. Now, I made a foolish mistake, and I don't know which one is the left breast and which one is the right breast. However, neither does the chicken, so we should be okay. I'm using these silk braided sutures. I know that because it says silk braided sutures on it. It also says for training use only. And that's good because I'm training this meat to be a bird again. All right, first stitch is going in. There we go. Chicken's fully back together now. The first breast is on. As you can see, it looks absolutely flawless. Time for the second one. Both breasts are now attached, but most importantly, the sutures are now green. I hope if I ever have to be sewn back together that they use green sutures. These are really, really cool. Next step, thighs. There we have it. Both thighs and both drumsticks are now on. Let's give this bird some wings. The first wing is about 90% reattached, and I have moved on to blue sutures. Now, I'm pretty sure this is just fishing line, and that's actually going to be really, really useful when I decide to sew a fish back together. Now, last and least, we have the wingtips. I thought the chicken would appreciate having this piece of skin back on its breast. Gotta make sure that the chicken stays modest, right? And finally, for this one, we have a darker shade of blue sutures. So this chicken's gonna have the full colors of the rainbow as long as the colors of the rainbow are black, green, blue, and a different shade of blue. And there you have it, a whole chicken that is in absolutely pristine condition. Now, if we're gonna add some feathers and a beak to this, not only would you never be able to tell that the whole thing was once cut apart, but also you'd have a really, really disgusting dinner. I think I am going to put it back in the bag and return it to the store. Now, obviously, this is something that has never been done before, and some of the parts are even on the right side of the bird. So that is a big win in my books. Take that, Gordon. Thanks for watching. If you want to learn to do this yourself, then go back and watch the whole video 2, 3, 10 more times.